For exercise 4, we are doing face-to-face, and now I will share the code for the exercise 4. Can Sydney explain about what's the exercise 4 we are going to do?
Okay, so first for exercise 4, actually we need to using the concept of the composition to model the polynomial. So at first, I think maybe we need to modify the cost base that given in the template to achieve the goal of the program first. So maybe from the template that we can just modify the class term at first.
Okay, I write our name first. What is the date?
Today is 31
May
May.
2023. And time 6:37. Okay, so first,
So the template given first.
wait, okay. So first, what kind of cluster?
I think you already given some method and the attribute, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we check a bit first that got what missing or not.
Set evaluates exponent coefficients.
So from the
Set exponent coefficients evaluates.
So now we need to modify which method first below.
For the constructor it is given, so we are doing nothing for this. So next we need
to doing the set
Yeah.
exponent, right?
Yeah.
So for set that got tell us about it need to set the term attribute, the coefficient and the exponent respectively. So maybe we just set
write
them first.
Okay. So we just write coefficient equals to C, and then X equals to E.
See?
Just doing like that.
And then follow is exponent, right?
Yeah.
Exponent is mean actually coefficient and exponent is almost similar lah. Both of them it just return the term attribute for coefficient and exponent respectively. So maybe for exponent it just return the exp, and for coefficient it just return the c or ef.
Yes. Okay. Return this one is exp, and then for the below one is return coefficient. Just like that, right?
Yes, and then follow is evaluate, right? For the following method, it need to evaluate the term with the values of x. Just like example, if the x is equal to 2, then our term is 5x power to 2, then the x will be insert with 2. So it will become 5 times 2 to power to 2, and the answer will be 20. It's just something like that the question is already shown, so maybe we just make some mathematical formula inside.
Oh, so we just use the power functions, right?
Yeah. You think?
So we just write return bracket coefficient, right?
Yeah, coefficient.
A coefficient
And time to power
x
x is already
two.
I think both of them is reverse, right?
Oh, yeah.
It need to become x then exp, because x is already given. X is the exponent is the power, and x is the number that we need to insert. So we cannot simply write it as 2 or what. So now I think it's already finished for the class term.
Okay.
I just make it simple in line one.
Okay.
So this one is a class term, then I think we can go to the class polynomial. For class polynomial, the attribute it doesn't given, right?
Yeah, I think we can set it by ourselves.
Okay, since it using the concept of the Wait, I saw a bit. Using the concept of composition. So I think inside the class polynomial, we're using class term as our attribute, one of the attribute, right?
Yeah.
And based on the example given, like when we run the code, they will ask how many terms, something like that. So I think the term is not just one. So maybe we can using array. So that's just my idea lah. So something based on the question, we can think a bit how to write the attribute. I think
So I think we define a max count for it first.
so we just simply initialize it first.
Yeah.
Then later we can change the value inside the array.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, can.
So we just write define. Is it need to capital?
I think capital is better. No, define is not capital. Is the
it's the define.
Initialize.
Is the max count, right?
Yeah.
It's define max.
We just make it as 10 at first.
10.
Then inside the attribute, we make it got one like term. And the object name, maybe we name it just them term array.
Max count.
Yeah.
Max count.
Okay.
Anything else?
I think as we need to change the max count letter, right? So maybe we can declare another attribute is for to change the max count letter one.
Oh, it means that if our max count is 10,
Yeah.
it's not necessary for us to enter 10 terms, right?
Sometimes we can just enter 2, 1, 3 also can. So we need to change the max count inside our code. So maybe we make another attribute that can change it one.
So we just
if using integer,
int count, make it more simple. Okay.
can.
And then
And then I think the method is already given, right?
yeah,
They got
1, 2, 3.
here input term. What is mean term, large term, and integer degree? Is that inside the question? Wait, I check first.
You check first.
From this one is the weightage for the final grade of this course. So we just include the task 1 is the class term, set, coefficient, exponent, and evaluate. And task 2 is the class polynomial. We just need to include the attribute, the constructor, input, and evaluate. And task 3 is already come to the main function. So I think it doesn't include these two lah.
These two.
The largest term. So I think we just delete it, I think.
Okay.
And we just continue to make the constructor, the input, and evaluate.
Okay. So first we write the
Constructor
first. I think it doesn't give us the parameters, so we just simply write so we just write
I think because already for the term of the array one, we already initialize that got 10, right? The max count. So I think maybe you just initialize the count. Yeah, make it default, become 0, I think.
Zero bracket and
No need the semicolon yet. Okay, I think just go to the implement part. It's for the input. It say the input you need to add the list of the term of a polynomial using user input. So, I think is that mean that we need to enter this one? How many terms? Enter term something that the example given. Then we just see output of this line. Then we make them can enter see in the count.
Oh, okay. So can I see another examples like the below one?
Better.
The below one.
This one?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
I think maybe we can using looping.
yeah.
Like we just get the what is the count, what is the value for the count, and then we make a looping.
How many terms
Yeah.
that the user want to enter, right?
Yeah.
So
Just follow the example, like see out first how many terms.
how many terms? How many terms?
Need
Choose
to
the
question marks. Semicolon, then see in the count. Like from the question, when we see in 2, then we will loop twice. Something.
For first we initialize it first equal to 0, and then
Smaller than count.
smaller than the count. And
I
then
plus
I
plus.
plus update it, and
I think you missed the semicolon. Where this one. You see that? They got one greater than symbol.
oh. And then we just try. See, can I see the examples? The okay.
Cause if we got two count, right? Actually, we need to make the user can enter the first term and the second term, and both each of the term then need to see in the coefficient and exponent for each term. So I think maybe we can we make another two variables like C and E, so that we can make them become the attribute for the terms.
See
Enter terms.
enter term is equal
I plus 1.
I plus 1, and then bracket coefficient
And exponent.
and x
That symbol equal and
equals and
greater than
written marks.
semicolon. Then C in the C and E.
In C first, right?
Yeah, C first. Then E, followed by E. Then semicolon also. Then when we get both of these values, we need to send back to the is that in the third class term that got methods that can set the value?
Yeah, here.
Yeah, set, right? So maybe we can make use for the set method here.
Set method first, so it means that
No,
it's term I
dot set
bracket
then C and E
and E
as
So
parameter passed to the method. So I think for the input it's just like that lah. Think how many terms, something like that. Okay.
many terms and the terms I plus 1 A B C E. I think it's okay. I think it's in.
Okay, then following method is the evaluate, right? Wait, I check first. This one, right? We need to evaluate the polynomial by summing up all of the terms based on the value of x. For example, if x is equal to 2, then the polynomial 5x squared minus 2x plus 7 will evaluate to, or just very similar to the class term, the evaluate one. You just substitute the x inside the equation.
If x equals So first we need to set a variable for it, like for the total after the calculations. Is it?
Yeah.
So we set it
Because
here.
we need to add all of the terms and make them become wait I check first. Like from the run one given no we see the example two that like the enter term 1 is 1 and enter two that term 2 is -10 and 0, right? So if it's 1 that means that it got x, just a x, right?
1 times power. 1
Yeah,
times
1
x
time.
power to 1.
So it's just x, right? Just x. Then coefficient and exponent, the term 2 is -10 and 0. So this one, it just simply become -10 because x power to 0 is just 1. So so if we pass like this one, we pass the integer x inside the evaluate, that will just enter become term 1. So it just substitute inside the term 1, then get the values here. Just like this one, the x is already say there will be 5 value, right? 6 value, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And all of these values will pass to the polynomial. And then there be substitute inside the polynomial and get the polynomial value here. So like run like the example 3 that got 4 term, but all of the 4 term need to add it together and substitute the x. So I think maybe we can
Use looping.
use looping also, like we got 4 terms, then we just make the I smaller than the term smaller than the count, smaller than the count that we get, and then there will maybe we make like you say that
What?
declaring one integer, right?
Yeah.
Make it become 0 at first, so we using looping and then add the value inside the total, something like that, I think.
Okay, so we just write in total equals to 0. And then we use the for loop.
Yeah.
We declare it first in the I equals to 1, and then I is small than
I equal to 1. I think we need to be I equal to 0 because we also got term 0, 1.
I write 0.
Oh, sorry. In my view, I saw this one is the 1.
And then it's and then it's I plus plus. And then next we add it first. Like total is plus equal to the term dot evaluate.
And then make the x as parameter pass to the term evaluate. Then we just return the values at the last part.
The return total.
Okay. So maybe now we can go to the main function, I think.
The class polymer done.
Yeah, it's done. Method is already done and attribute is already added. So maybe we can come to the main part. So wait, I saw the question first. For the main part, we need to create a polynomial object, just polynomial something. So we create a polynomial object first and add them to the polynomial using user input. So maybe you just call the method input here and then print the degree of the polynomial onto the screen. Evaluate the polynomial with difference value x from 0 to 5 and print the result onto the screen.
What does the B mean,
Print the degree of the polynomial onto the screen.
I think we don't have this kind of functions like print the degree of the polynomial. Just see the example first.
It doesn't show that got print the degree of polynomial.
So I think not
Is that
necessary, right?
Oh, I think it's not necessary lah, if I'm not mistaken, cause inside the this one, The where dash for the final grade also doesn't show we need to display. You see, it just the main function need to create a polynomial object and add them to the polynomial using user input and evaluate the polynomial with different value of x from 0 to 5 and print the result onto the screen. Actually, it doesn't tell us need to print the degree, so I don't know why here will suddenly got print the degree of the polynomial onto the screen.
I think it's not necessary lah.
I think it's mistaken because I already read the question also doesn't give right. The example is also doesn't show any about the degree one.
Yeah.
So I think we just ignore it. So we just make the A and C because both A and C got marked inside the wedge.
So first I create the polynomial object first.
Yeah.
Polynomial. Yeah, polynomial.
Why you suddenly sing a song?
And then
I think based on the example that got enter a polynomial, so maybe we see out the text first.
C and then
But that become red color one.
typo.
Enter a polynomial.
Enter a polynomial
And dot
and line.
Okay. Then I think we can in here we can call out the method input. Yeah.
Polynomial the input
Bracket.
and that's in the column.
Okay. So that already see out the x and polynomial value. It made the table for us, and it also make the looping, right? I think inside the looping got something missing there. No, this one looping. Think maybe inside the question. From the question, you need to print out the polynomial value. So I think maybe beside x, we can call out the method evaluate here.
Here, right?
Yeah. And then pass the x to the method.
So we just call out the evaluate function.
Yeah.
Polynomial
Dot evaluate.
Dot evaluate
Pass the x.
Pass the x.
Okay, then I think it already done. You run first.
Wait, I got the type.
Inside the polynomial input got typo.
Wait, oh, I forgot to put the data type.
Oh, okay.
And then we just first. Oh, okay. Just void, right? Void.
Another is integer, I think.
Here is the slash right now. Enter. So first we run the example one first.
Example 1 is just
It's
1.
just 1.
3, 2.
And 10 is 3, 2.
So 0, 3, 12.
Okay, it's correct.
Okay, then try run 2.
But run 2. 2.
1, 1.
1.
Negative 10 and 0.
10, 0.
Negative 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Incorrect. Then run 3. It's 4.
4.
Negative 5 and 2.
Negative 5, 2.
1, 3.
3.
1, 0. Negative 7 and 1.
7 and
1, negative 10. Okay, it's correct. So actually it's already done. I think maybe we can wait, I think maybe we can wait up. Where is my question? This one, right? So maybe I think you can pass some comment about this one is a task 1, this one is a task 2, something like that. This one. Task 1 is a custom implementation.
Okay, wait implementations. Task
What?
1A.
Think your T you become capital.
Task 1A.
A is set, and then task 1B is coefficient.
Coefficients.
I think this one, right? Coefficient is that one.
Task 1B.
Yeah.
And then here is task 1C.
It's reversed already.
Yeah.
B is coefficient, C is exponent.
Okay, wait up. Okay.
And then D is evaluate.
The last one is evaluate.
Yeah.
Task 1D.
And then task 2 is the class polynomial, the attribute part.
So at the private part.
Yes, this side. Task 2A.
Task 2A.
And then B is a constructor.
Let's where are you? Over here. Task
2B.
2B.
Yeah, input is C and the evaluate is D.
Task 2C. And evaluate
is C.
C.
No, it's D.
Okay.
And then final task 3 is the main function, is to create a polynomial object there. And that one is the task 3A. And task 3B is with different values one here. The looping there.
Yeah, right here. Three B.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's all for the question.
Let me check this.
Then again. Actually, wait ah. I think that's all for this exercise, right? It doesn't got anyone need to add on.
I think that's all.
Okay, so maybe we just type the times and duration.
So what is time now?
7:04.
7:04. I just wrote PM. PM. So the duration that is 7. Is it?
So
10 to 7.
I think our video will just end here first, then we will like write it later. Okay. So that's all for us. Thank you.
Thank you.